Morning, everyone. Welcome. Everyone strapped in, yeah? All right. Let's begin. So yeah, my name is Martin. I work for the product team in Frosmo, and my role is working on the core product. And my passion is optimization and speed and how websites appear for users on multiple devices. So what we're going to talk about is why should you, as owners of your websites, care about site optimization, i.e. SEO. We'll have a metaphorical understanding so we can understand why it's important. Then we'll see how you can optimize your site and how you should be optimizing your site. And then finally, we'll end the presentation with some questions. So why care about site optimization? So I should point out I want audience participation. I am English and I don't want to talk to myself, okay? So, who here wants to have consistent visitor experience across multiple devices? Everyone? Excellent. Who wants to improve the conversion rate on their sites? I want every hand should be going up. Who wants a low bounce rate? You want visitors to stay there, don't you? Who wants to reduce bandwidth costs? You want to spend a little less money and invest it back in your website. Everyone wants that, don't they? Some do, okay. Improved accessibility. You want it to be useful or easy to use on both tablet, mobile, and desktop devices. And then, last but not least, who wants to improve their site ranking on Google? I think that's the number one thing you want to look for. Okay, so I should point out that site optimization, in my opinion, is not search engine optimization. I'm a developer. I think like a developer, not a project manager. So for me, SEO is like an estate agent. An estate agent can get you to your house, but if your house is messy and just unsellable, no one's going to want to buy it. And this is where SEO is, site optimization. Site optimization is about improving the insides of your house, cleaning it up so people will want to stay there, and people will want to buy your house eventually. So here's an example of a low-end device on a very low bandwidth. I will say that this is going to continue spinning throughout this slide. So think of it like this. Brand new restaurant opens up in Helsinki. You and your friend decide to go there, but you take a taxi and he or they take a limo. You pull up, you have a reservation at the same time, but for some reason, because your friend has traveled there in a limo, nice, fast, brand new 2017 limo, he's instantly sat down at his table and eating the food straight away. You, on the other hand, you came in a taxi, 2017, sports SUV, and yet you're waiting there for 15 minutes to get your meal served. It's not great user experience, is it? You would feel that it doesn't matter how I got there, I should be treated equally as my friend does. So we wouldn't expect that level of dissatisfaction in society, so why should we expect it, get your phones ready, in website? So you guys should be hashtagging that now. So website. So we shouldn't expect that level of bad performance in our restaurant services. So another audience participation. Who here has tested their website at least on one single device? Raise your hands. Keep them up if you've tested on 2 or more devices, i.e. tablet, phablet. Excellent. Keep your hands up if you've tested on multiple devices and you've had bandwidth throttling. So you've tested what it would be like to be in a country where the bandwidth of your website is not so high. I see hands going down. Who's tested across multiple browsers, multiple devices with bandwidth throttling? I should see all my developers with their hands up. So, how to optimize? What are the basics? These are the basics that you should be doing now. These presentations that we've been having currently, amazing, but they've been about the future. I'm in the present. This is what we should still be doing, and we should still be continuing to strive for. So number 1, minify. Number 2, compress. Number 3, optimize. Number 4, use the browser development tools. And number 5, performance reporters. So use these reporters to analyze how well your site is performing. So let's look further into this. So minify your code, basically. I had an interview with a developer a couple of months back, and he made a great quote to me. He said that he doesn't write JavaScript code for himself. He writes JavaScript code for others. And we eventually took that guy, because he hit me where it hurts. It was an amazing quote. So, but my counter-argument to that is that when we push that code to production, it's out there now in the ether. We don't need to be able to read it. So why should we be sending human-readable JavaScript code, or HTML or CSS, to our production servers? So this is why we should minify it, make it unreadable, reduce the file size that we're sending out, and thus the increase in download of that file will improve the site's performance. So this is something that you and your developers should be doing now, is minification. Then the other optimization feature or functionality you should be doing is bundling. So I go to a website, and if I have to download 1,000 JavaScript files, that's going to take a lot of time, because browsers have to individually request those files, and they only can request a certain number of files at any one time, let's say a maximum of 8. So you split that into 8 chunks, that's a lot of time. So why not bundle it all up into one file, so the browser has to download just one single JavaScript file? The other one is compression. So here I know people like to see stats. So here, just with compression alone, I can take a file that's 100 kilobytes, compress it down to 15K. That's going to reduce the size, and the download time is going to increase as well. So if developers aren't doing this, then this is like the fundamental basics, as I said. And then in your process of deploying that code from development to production, introduce some build process. Those 3 things above, minifying, bundling, compression, they can all be done through a build process. You don't have to make this manual work. Takes 5 minutes to set up, and from there on in, you can deploy, and this is all done for you. Optimize. So we've done minification and compression. Now optimize. So think about the images. We all have e-commerce sites here. We've used e-commerce sites, and we have images that are being downloaded. So remove that unnecessary data. We don't need to know where the photo was taken. We don't need to know who took the photo, so don't send it. It doesn't need to be sent along with the image that is being downloaded by the visitor. We have tablets, phablets, and desktops. For example, let's say I had an image the size of this presentation screen here, and I was downloading this for a desktop. Okay, fine, it would fit on my desktop, but this is not going to fit on my little mobile phone. So why would I download that size of an image to then compress it down to fit my screen? So why not serve or provide images suitable for the dimensions of my current screen that I'm viewing, thus reducing the file size? Instead of having multiple images, say 20, 30, have a single image with images inside it. We call that an image sprite. Again, you're just downloading one file instead of multiple files. And then using tools built into Chrome and Firefox, why not analyze using throttling of the network to see what is the minimum that I need to my visitor to see so they will not leave my site? What's the initial view? Do I need to download everything all at once? Probably not. I just need enough information to get them to stay on the site so they can continue to traverse through my awesome products. Use the browser tools. Chrome, Firefox, they're continually adding to their repertoire of functionality that can help us as developers and you as project managers and owners of the sites to improve your site. So you can take snapshots. You can see at this stage of time, at 1 second or at 10 milliseconds, my site looks like this, and so on and so on. You can also see a timeline of what is the code that's taking the longest? Why is the page all of a sudden blank? What code is stopping my site from loading? And then you can see the network tab and look at how many files am I downloading? What files am I downloading? And the reason why this is important and why you should be using Chrome, for example, is because, believe it or not, Chrome take this very seriously. And if you visit that website, PageSpeed Insights, you can Google it or Bing it. What Google are now doing is they're using this tool to analyze your site's performance on mobile, for example, giving you a percentage rating, and then that is used to determine your page ranking. So if you're getting 40%, for example, that might decrease your page ranking. So it's important that you look at your site and you analyze to see what is the site's performance. Now, I did say that I am in the present, but I do like to think to the future. So the things I've mentioned are what you should be doing now. But embrace the future. Try to use what's available in the latest browsers. So for example, use modules with lazy loading. What I mean by that is only load when you need to load that JavaScript code. We don't need to send all that code to the visitor, so why not use something known as tree shaking? Only send that code that is required. If we're not using code at all in our code base, why send it across? Browsers are enabling HTTP-2, which is optimized for today's web. Bear in mind, the web 5 years ago, 10 years ago, is not the web we're used to today. So why not use browsers that are optimizing for today's web applications? And then, as I mentioned before, with the basics of what you and your developers should be doing, also leave it into the hands of the browsers to optimize. You know, they know what they're doing. They've been doing this for 10, 15, 20 years. So in conclusion, why should you care about this stuff? Well, it's not going away. The web is here to stay. You can quote me on that. So take SEO, site optimization, seriously, and use it as part of your SEO strategy. It should be already there. Test your site on multiple devices, see how it handles with bandwidth throttling, and then use those performance reporters to see, for example, what is your page ranking when your site is viewed from a mobile device. And remember, in these slides here, it's not one size fits all. I wish there was a magic button that we as developers could create that, boom, your site would be awesome. But that's into the future. So discuss with your development team. Discuss with me. I'll be over here after this presentation. So without further ado, thank you for listening.